We are so glad you stopped by for AMSET's Free Family Arts Day, Drive-Thru style, and we hope you had fun eating a bug. We do hope that you also get to come back and take a look in our galleries. Right now we have over, under, and through Mexican weaving. You'll get to see a loom, a couple of different kinds. This one, oh, and look at this one, a backstrap loom. You get to learn a little bit about weaving and see some real ones. We are going to make a God's eye. This is how we start. In your bag, you should have had 2 popsicle sticks. We're going to wrap it tight, and we're going to do 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to do it this way so it makes an X. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there. Now you're ready to get started. We're going to take it so that you can just see how I'm doing it here. You're going to go over. There you go. And then over, and then bring it to the next one, and over. Bring it to the next one, over. We're going to keep doing that. Keep doing it, yep. And I'm going to slow it down for you so you can see kind of up close right here. We're going to slow it down just in case you didn't get it when it was fast. Over. And we want that long string to run to the next piece. We're going to wrap it around. Bring it back up and over. Bring it to the next one. That's what we're doing. So if you didn't catch it from the beginning, you'll get it right here. See, it's just the same thing over and over. And we're going to turn the wheel like we're turning it right the entire time. We're going to keep spinning. Keep spinning it. Changing our hands. Around and over. Constantly changing hands on that steering wheel, the steering wheel spokes. There we go. We're going to speed it back up now. All right. Now I think I kind of have enough red, and you can change colors whenever you're ready. So when I get enough, I think it's going to be enough right about here. I'm going to add a different color. You should have 2 colors in your bag. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut it where I've had enough of red. I've had enough, so I'm going to tie it off. You can tie it in a knot however you're most comfortable tying it in a knot. And it's okay if you have a little bit left over, because we're just going to take a pair of scissors and we are going to snip off the end right up to the knot. You don't have to, but it helps you be able to hide it later. So we're going to pick up where we left off again with our steering wheel and over. You see that little knot right there? If we tuck it underneath, it'll be easier to hide. And you don't have to. I just choose to do it, but I'm going to keep doing the same thing. We're really just picked up right where we left off, even though we changed colors. And this will eventually go right over that knot so we don't see it. It'll cover it up. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this because it's the same thing over and over. I'm going to keep on going. I'm still doing it. It's fast, but it's the same thing. I'm going to keep going. Yep. There we go. Now I'm at the end of my yellow piece of yarn. So I'm going to do the same thing I did a minute ago. I'm going to tie it in a knot because I'm going to go back to red. And you don't have to cut it if you want to, or you can cut it even more. It depends how you want yours to look. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it off right there. And I'm going to pick up where I left off. Over to the next. Over. Try to hide that. Over. To the next. Around and over. Around and over. Hide that little knot. Again, you don't have to. You might like that little pop of color peeking through. That's okay. Over and to the next. Just gonna keep going. You can still see that, but it should be covered when we keep going around. It's starting to get covered up there. Yeah, you You don't want to have a whole lot of knots in your yarn because that might be a problem. So make sure that it's kind of not knotted before you get started. If it was in tangles in your bag, you might have to untangle it just a little bit. Keep going. We're almost done. Now if you don't run out of string first, you can cut it whenever you're happy. You might want to keep going, you might want more color, or you might not even want to continue wrapping the yarn this far. I went ahead and used all of my yarn. It was just perfect in my bag. I keep going. You can see I just have a little tiny bit left. And then I don't want to go too many more, or I might not have enough to tie it off. So even though it might have reached the next one, I wouldn't have had enough. So I'm going to take it right here. I'm going to pick up that piece that I just put under, and I'm just going to tie it in a knot right there. I'm going to tie it under and through that. You can also tuck it in, however you can get it to not unwind. You can do it however you want. I just tied a knot like that. And then I'm going to cut the leftover off. And then there's my completed God's eye.